Ciryl Gane versus Junior Dos Santos, free fight, UFC Paris. If you're a fan of mixed martial arts, you already know that the last move of a fight decides the winner. That last move is made by the fighter who can stay in the cage the longest and who can get back up again and again. The more powerful fighter is the one who never thinks he's lost. And such a fighter is Ciryl Gane, who is consistently breaking the opponent's face. Want to know more about Ciryl's thrilling fights? Well, if that's the case, you've come to the right place, MMA Guru TV, where you can find all the latest news about this exciting sport. The fight between Ciryl and Junior Dos Santos will be the focus of today's video, which is going to be very exciting. Dos Santos was giving Gane good challenges, and the match was going well, but Gane's way of ending was crazy. Ciryl Gane submits Junior Dos Santos with a massive elbow during their free fight at UFC Paris. Ciryl Gane was already making headlines during his first year competing in the UFC, but his fourth victory was a bold declaration that demonstrated he deserved to be counted among the heavyweight division's top. Gane, with a record of 10-1 in MMA and 7-1 in the UFC, returned for his fourth appearance with the promotion on December 12, 2020 to face former champion Junior Dos Santos in the main card opener of UFC 256. Gane's previous three victories in the promotion came in 2019 when he defeated Rafael Pessoa, Don'Tale Mayes, and Tanner Boser, respectively. If you all remember, before the match began between Gane and Tanner, Gane was regarded as a prohibitive favorite, but despite his obvious diminutive stature, Monster held his own early on by switching stances and throwing more. He would catch a kick, but then fall short with a left hook that he would fire off over the top of it. Boser was knocked down after missing a leg kick and taking a punch to the body, but he got back up right away. In the later stages of the fight, Boser was able to achieve some success with his overhand right. Gane would counter with an uppercut, and Boser would immediately follow up with another overhand right. Early on, it was a battle of power versus technique, and Gane was taking big swings while Boser was stringing together more combinations of punches and kicks. The corner of Boser informed him in between rounds that he needed the round. He immediately went on the offensive and threw a combination of punches. Gane remained seated on his strikes, concentrating on throwing with maximum force. Boser was capable of catching a kick, but he was unable to capitalize on the opportunity. Gane connected with a knee to the shin of Boser, who looked a little worse for wear as a result. Despite this, he continued on. And on the other hand, it was becoming more and more obvious that the Canadian fighter required a stoppage to claim victory for the UFC. Instead, Gane let his hands go completely free during the last 2 minutes of the match. Power shots will be used, and there will be more of them. Gane continued to throw knees, including a jumping knee with 1 minute remaining in the fight. Despite taking hits to the body and the head, Boser managed to stay mobile enough to avoid coming anywhere close to being stopped while he was under fire. He made it to the final bell, but Gane took the victory and the decision home with him. And Gane also did the same against Dos Santos. He modeled his performance after the previous one, made a strong statement with his appearance. Dos Santos had problems scoring big points because of Gane's crisp, quick offense, as well as his smart defense. Dos Santos struggled to land significant hits. After Dos Santos was picked apart by Gane, the former champion was injured by strikes that Gane landed in the second round. Soon after, the finishing sequence began when Gane landed a powerful right elbow that knocked out his opponent in 2 minutes and 34 seconds of round 2. This led to the referee stopping the fight due to a technical knockout. Ciryl Gane is always an up-and-coming contender in the heavyweight division. Before the opportunity presented itself with the UFC, the Frenchman's professional record in Muay Thai was perfect, and he had just signed a contract to compete for Glory Kickboxing. In the TKO MMA promotion held in Canada, he earned all 3 of his professional victories, and each one came through a knockout. He made his professional debut as a heavyweight and won the organization's heavyweight title in his first fight. His victories over opponents had a combined record of 16-3. In the UFC Uruguay event, Rafael Pessoa will also be making his debut in a promotional competition. The Brazilian, who was currently unbeaten and holds a record of 9-0, more experienced than his opponent, who's currently winless. Pessoa won all 9 of his fights, and he did so via knockout 6 times and 1 submission. Pessoa made his debut in the United States under the LFA banner. The Brazilian fighter had fought his first 8 bouts in his home country of Brazil. The fight between Pessoa and Gane was scheduled to take place in March for TKO, but the card was ultimately scrapped. They finally are able to wrap up the loose ends of their previous endeavors now. Pessoa started off the first round by throwing a couple of powerful kicks, but Gane was able to block one of them and then knock the Brazilian to the ground. Gane greeted him as he returned to his feet, eager for them to engage in combat. Gane applied pressure from the middle of the octagon while Pessoa maintained an aggressive stance on the periphery of the ring in the opening minutes. Pessoa took a strong overhand right that appeared to hit him, and in response he advanced and countered with some strikes to support Gane's position. Gane locked up with Pessoa with a little over a minute left in the first round, and Pessoa was eventually able to take him down and win the round, but Gane wound up taking leadership of the side. Gane rapidly moved for an arm triangle choke, which ultimately resulted in the Brazilian giving in and tapping out. The victory came in the first round for the third time in his career's 4 bouts.
And still undefeated, Ciryl Gane!
Gane will go on to fight Tai Tuivasa in the main event of UFC Fight Night 209 on September 3rd in Paris at the Accor Arena. The fight will take place in Gane's native land of France. Gane will seek to bounce back from the first defeat of his professional career, which came in a title unification contest against Francis Ngannou at UFC 270. The judges' scorecards went in Ngannou's favor, and Gane was on the losing end. If the fight that came before this one, Gane defeated Derek Lewis via technical knockout in the 3rd round at UFC 265 in Houston to win the vacant interim heavyweight title. Tuivasa, who has a record of 15-3 in MMA and 8-3 in the UFC, has won 5 straight fights, all of which were terminated in the early going. In his most recent bout, which took place at UFC 271, he knocked out Lewis with an elbow strike in the 2nd round. This performance earned him a bonus for having the best knockout of the night. But Tuivasa can't take Gane for granted if he would have seen Gane's game against powerful Don'Tale Mayes. During the first bout in the UFC, the Frenchman Ciryl Gane put on an impressive display, thoroughly dominating his opponent Don'Tale Mayes and eventually forcing him to tap out to a heel hook in the 3rd round of their heavyweight fight at UFC Fight Night 162 inside the Singapore Indoor Stadium in the Lion City. Gane entered this fight with a perfect record in professional mixed martial arts, and Gane broke down Mayes in a methodical manner throughout the fight, hurting him with some vicious strikes in the 1st and 2nd rounds before finally taking him down near the end of the 3rd round and applying a heel hook, which left Mayes with no other choice but to tap out. Gane's performance was a methodical dismantling of Mayes.
Oh, he's going for it. He's looking for the heel hook.
Oh, he gets the tap!
No way!
Wow!
Ciryl Gane with submission number 2.
Wow!
How about that?
Both men stood in the middle of the octagon and exchanged hard shots in the 3rd and final round as it got underway. There was a stand and bang competition. After landing a powerful kick to the body, Gane followed up his blow with a series of jabs. Near the end of the round, Gane scored a knockout blow by landing a colossal body kick that caused Mayes to stagger and force him to make an unsuccessful attempt at a spinning back punch. Gane brought Mayes down with 1 minute left, then quickly fell back, locked in a heel hook, and forced Mayes to submit, and Gane won the match. Friends, Gane is a skilled fighter who can fight in any situation, whether you're talking about Dos Santos, Tanner, or Pessoa. And that'll bring us to the end of today's video, viewers. Please feel free to let us know what you thought about the video and which one of these Ciryl Gane fights was your favorite. If you liked the video, then please leave us a like and make sure you subscribe to our channel for more amazing content. We thank you for spending time out of your busy day to hang out with us today, and we look forward to catching you in the next one. Have a great rest of your day, and thanks for watching.